the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here for the Bumpy Road 250 as the OP Racing Super Speedway Series runs at the Legacy Daytona for the final time this season. Qualifying is underway, and right now Jimmy Reynolds with a 51.37 as the fastest lap time overall. A lot of drivers out on the track as Zach Fritsch in the 12 takes over the top spot with a 51.36. Peter deBorja in third. Les Levy rounding out the top 5. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 making his way onto the front stretch as Zach Workman in the 19 goes up to the top spot. Here comes the 33 and Jeff Crosby Jr. with a 51.29, qualifying up on the front row for the moment. Mark Mann up into third as he's done with his qualifying effort. Robert DuPont in the 126, riding high, wide, and handsome, trying to get his race car up to speed. And DuPont will be taking the green flag for his qualifying effort. Anthony English into 6th place so far. Jeff Crosby Jr. with the best time at a 51.29. Just has to survive the challenge from Robert DuPont and Vicente Guerrero. Looks like they are the final 2 drivers who will turn in a qualifying effort. Lynn McNeese, Eric Laurie, Sean Stevens, Hunter Reynolds, all are here. They are not out on the speedway, so they will not be taking a qualifying time. As the 14 comes around, Vicente Guerrero going to move into 5th place. And Robert DuPont up into 13th. So give pole position to Jeff Crosby Jr. And we're going to step away for the national anthem. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant early streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Bumpy Road 250 for the final time this season. Just 2 races remain in the season here tonight. Anthony English, Zach Fritsch, Adam Kilday, Nate Warren, Mark Mann, Logan Helton, Peter deBorja, and Zach Workman all will be battling for the final 4 spots in our championship race coming up next week at Daytona. Just 1 race remains after this one. We're going to set our 4 drivers at the completion of this race. Anthony English already locked in with a win. We'll see who is going to join him here tonight as the field begins to roll out. Let's go right into our starting lineup for this one. 19 drivers here tonight, and on row number 1 with a quick time of 51.296, that is the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. On the outside of row number 1, the 19 of Zach Workman. Row 2 going to be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 71 of Sean Cara. Row 3 will see the 14 of Vigente, the Italian Stallion Guerrero, and the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Row number 4 will be the 44 of Anthony English and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Jeff Crosby Sr. and Peter deBorja will make up row number 5. Row 6, Adam Kilday in the 85 and Dave Hunt in the 53. Robert DuPont and Les Levy going to make up row number 7. Row 8, the 16 of Nate Warren and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, the first driver to not take the qualifying time. Row 9, Sean Stevens and Eric Laurie, and Lynn McNeese in the 84 bringing up the tail end of the field here tonight. Starting from pit road, 071 of Eric Laurie. He did not roll out with the rest of the field. We'll see if Laurie is going to be able to make this race. This is part of his plan, or if something has happened to keep that 071 off of the racetrack. Here we go. For the first time tonight, the pace truck gets out of the way. And we go green flag racing for the Bumpy Road 250. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33. Looks like he gets a good jump over Zach Workman, but Workman battling right back. We head off into turn 1 side by side. Everyone trying to get through the gearbox cleanly. Down the backstretch, Sean McCara all over the back bumper of the 19. Who is going to lead lap number 1? Through turns 3 and 4, here they come for the first time under green flag conditions, heading for that first lap to be led. The 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. looks like he is going to be our lap 1 leader. Zach Workman battling to the outside. That second lane has a few moments where they look like they've got some good momentum going. They can't quite stick together like that bottom lane is. A lot of racing to go though. 100 laps are scheduled distance. Stage breaks at lap 25 and lap 50. Peter deBorja in the 42 looks like he's going to be the first driver to try and make something happen in the third lane. Who is going to go with him? As deBorja set the fastest lap of the race last time by. Still a little early to be worrying about the fastest lap of the race, but might be something to it because he is in the third lane. deBorja blends in behind the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Off of turn number 4, Workman has the advantage for the moment. Slides down in front of the 33, and Workman going to lead that lap. John McCara in the second lane. Now the line leader eases up to the outside of the 19, and here comes the 42 of Peter deBorja. Nope, he's going to blend back in. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Reynolds Rap Machine finding himself the 4th car in the outside line. Dave Hunt in the 53 right behind the 17, and then the Les Levy in the 62. Nate Warren in the 16, and Lynn McNeese, final 2 cars in the second lane. Nate Warren in the 16, laying down the fastest lap of the race now at a 47.576. Championship contender Nate Warren with a very quick lap time, and I do believe the field getting all the way up to full speed. Go on board with the 17 of Reynolds, and you see just how bumpy this track is. John McCara in the 71 takes over the top spot. McCara has the lead onto the front stretch. Zach Fritsch in the 12 with some momentum. Hard to stay hooked to the back bumper as these guys bounce around through these corners. Nate Warren in the 16. In the second lane, first round of green flag pit stops taking place. Mark Mann, Anthony English, and Adam Kilday all onto pit road. And here comes our next group, led by the 71 of Sean McCare. That's going to give the race lead to the 42 of Peter deBorja. The deBorja now our race leader. And when will these guys hit pit road? Nate Warren peels off. Peter deBorja peels off. Looks like Jimmy Reynolds stays out. Dave Hunt stays out. Jeff Crosby Sr. and Robert DuPont will join pit road activities as well. The Reynolds in the 17. Out in front. Looks like not intending to slow down. So the 17 and the 5 drivers in this group not making a pit stop just yet. Everyone else has been on pit road. Jeff Crosby Sr. returning back to pit lane. Not sure what has gone on with the 15, but a return to pit road for Jeff Crosby Sr. He's going to go a lap down in the process. Our race leader is the 17. Let's check in on our drivers who have made a pit stop. Field getting jumbled up just a little bit during this green flag pit stop cycle. Zach Workman in the 19 leads everyone who has made a pit stop. 04 of Mark Mann. Challenging in the second lane. Let's take a moment and look at our point standings coming into this race, the final race in the round of 8. Anthony English picked up the win last week, locking himself into the round of 8. Zach Fritsch, 15 points above the cut line. Adam Kilday, 13. Nate Warren, just 1. Mark Mann looking for a win. Logan Helton, 8 points below the cut line. And with that being said, I do not see Logan Helton out on the speedway. Peter deBorja and Zach Workman, 8 and 9 points below the cut line. Take a look at the drivers who have earned the most points in the last 3 races. Logan Helton earning 126. He's on a tear, and him not being out here tonight, this season will come to an end. Zach Workman earning some good points. Nate Warren up 122, and Zach Fritsch 113. All of these drivers, championship contenders who have been earning these big points. Part of why they are in the playoffs this season. Take a look at what did happen last week. Anthony English picked up the win. We mentioned that a couple of times. Robert Dumont finished second. Third went to Adam Kilday. John Stevens fourth, and rounding out your top five was Lynn McNeese. In the 84, stage winners last week were Zach Fritsch and Jeff Crosby Jr. Speaking of stage wins, let's take a look and see who has had the most stage wins. To check in on the front of the field, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds continues to lead. These 5 cars going to run their tanks dry before they hit pit road. Gabe Butler's 7 stage wins to his credit. Zach Workman 4, Logan Helton 4, Mark Mann 2 stage wins, Zach Fritsch with 3. Quite a lot of stage winners this season. Our first yellow flag of the night is going to come out. Looks like problems for the 42 of Peter deBorja. Lynn McNeese, Robert DuPont, Jeff Crosby Jr. Going 3 wide into turn 1. Things get hot. Around they go. A quick little spin. Four cars getting collected here. This will bring out our first yellow flag of the night. So the 5 drivers who didn't hit pit road come down pit lane this time. Jimmy Reynolds, Dave Hunt, Les Levy, Sean Stevens finally make their pit stop. This will cycle the 04 of Mark Mann to the race lead. Couple drivers still on pit road with some long pit stops. Peter deBorja, Jeff Crosby Jr., Hunter Reynolds, Lynn McNeese, and Jeff Crosby Sr. Light should go out this time on our pace truck. You're going to stack up 2 by 2. As the field makes its way through 3 and 4, Mark Mann, Zach Workman on the front row for this restart. 44 of Anthony English and the 12 of Zach Fritsch in row number 2. Row 3 going to be the 14 of Vicente Guerrero and the 16 of Nate Warren. Pace truck down and away. Here we go. As we get back to green flag racing. Field races off for turn number 1. Jeff Crosby Sr. still the only driver not on the lead lap. He finds himself 1 lap down now. As the field gets up to speed, it takes a while to hit full song with these race cars. Here they come onto the front stretch, the 04 of Mark Mann, the 19 of Zach Workman. Continue to battle side by side. Peter deBorja in the 42. One of the few drivers who's really trying to stay committed to the second lane. I'm sorry, to the third lane. Nate Warren gonna jump up there with him, then he blends back in. Kind of towards the back of the pack here, we have the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, following behind the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Trying to keep up with the pack, Jeff Crosby Sr. Falling behind, but being one lap down. Here we come up on the end of the stage. He will get that lap back, so he is playing it safe. Lap and a half left in stage number 1. Zach Workman in the 19 has the advantage coming off of turn number 4. Zach Fritsch in the 12 looking for some help from the 16. There we go, final lap in stage number 1. 19 has it, everyone else wants it. Workman in the 19, down on the bottom. Heading for turn number 3, Peter deBorja in the third lane, trying hard to keep that car up there. Not getting a whole lot of help. Falling back just a little bit. Here they come off of turn number 4. Stage number 1 in the balance. And the 19 surging ahead. Zach Workman picks up stage number 1. And the field scatters as the yellow flag comes out. Field gonna catch up to the pace car. And with our stage winner, we're going to let him make his pit stop before we get a word in with the 19. So the field slowed down for the second time tonight. This one for the end of the stage. And here they come, the entire field going to hit pit road. Zach Workman leads the field on the pit lane. Jeff Crosby Sr. gets the wave around, gets back on the lead lap. Let's see if we can't get a word in. With the driver of the 19, that is Zach Workman. Zach, congratulations on stage number 1.
Yeah, so far so good.
Tell me a little bit about that stage and what it took to win it.
Well, I was first just hoping computer didn't die like it did first stage last week, so that was good. We made it longer than it did. I probably just jinxed myself right now, but whatever. But yeah, we after getting a good starting spot, I just kind of wanted to stay up front because I know I'm in a hole in a small field. It's pretty tough to get points and gain all that stuff. There's not a whole lot of opportunity, so yeah, just depending on stage 1 how it was going to go, but we stayed up front. They actually pitted a lap sooner than I thought. I thought people would go on lap 8, but they went early on 7, so I'm like, ooh, I got to go get some gas. So did that, and yeah, stayed up front. Mark gave me some good pushes. Fritsch got me cleared to the bottom like before that, and yeah, we stayed up front.
Well, man, nice job. Stage win number 1 goes your way. Going to help you out. You come in 9 points below the cut line, so the stage win going to be huge for you.
Yeah, if only like Mark or Nate didn't really get points, but Mark was right behind me and Nate had some good points, so we didn't gain a whole lot, but we'll see what we can do the second stage, or at least in the ball game. Still got a clean car, and yeah, we'll see what we can do.
All right, man, the field's stacked up, ready to go racing once again. Any shout outs, thank yous, anything you haven't added yet?
I got a shout out to No Press the Boys. You know, me and Vince. Vince showing up every week, helping me out. Thomas for spotting. Guess he was doing some 3D printing stuff. I don't know what he was 3D printing. Yeah, probably some adult items that are not fun. But yeah, he's now in the spotter stand after 30 laps, but it proved that I didn't really need him the first stage. But yeah, shout out to my parents for always watching every week. Girlfriend for watching the kiddo, and yeah, you for watching us go in circles.
All right, man. Well, nice job for stage number 1, and good luck out there in stage 2 and the rest of the race.
Appreciate you. We'll talk to you in about 30 laps here.
All right, that is Zach Workman, driver of the 19 from No Presta. Picking up stage number 1. Now we move on to stage number 2. Pace truck gets out of the way. The green flag is out. Dave Hunt on the throttle. And away we go into stage number 2. Field heads off for turn number 1. Down the back stretch, the field goes. All 18 drivers out on the speedway are on the lead lap. Eric Laurie in the 071 has not been out on the speedway. Not sure what happened to Eric Laurie. Registered for the event, but he has not been able to turn a lap. Peter deBorja in the 42 for what might possibly be the first time tonight down along the yellow line. More drivers peel off for pit road just as soon as that fuel window opens up. Didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end of stage number 1 from here. That is going to throw the front of the field in a tizzy. Dave Hunt out of shape. Peter deBorja into 3-4 other cars. Yellow flag going to come out. Sean McCarr spinning into the infield. The problems as a round of green flag pit stop cycles was beginning. See if we can't take a look at it here. Into the corner, the 12 and the 53 make contact. Sure why I said the 42 or deBorja. I don't know what I said now that you see that, but we can see 12 and the 53 getting together. Heavy damage for Sean McCarr. A little bit of contact for the 33. Our third yellow flag is out for the night. And with that, I'm going to take a quick break as I need to go and acquire some more liquids. No one go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The lights have gone out on the pace truck. The field is racked and stacked and ready to get after it once again. Les Levy, driver of the 62 on the inside of row number 1. Zach Workman in the 19 outside row number 1 for this restart. Vicente Guerrero, Peter deBorja make up row number 2. And then back on the lead lap and taking full advantage of it, that is the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. to his outside, the 44 of Anthony English. We have had 2 cars go off of the lead lap through this cycle with some damage. Sean Stevens and Lynn McNeese off of the lead lap right now. Pace truck heads for pit road. Les Levy on the throttle. Zach Workman going to try and stay to his outside. Here we go. Green flag is out here in stage number 2. Reynolds Wrap machines both dropping to the tail of the field here as they're below the yellow line. Mark Mann in the 04. Along the wall by himself. Looks like he's trying to find somewhere to blend in. John McCarron now looking for that spot to become part of the crowd. Workman clears the 62, drops down in front of Les Levy, and now the 42 of Peter deBorja leads the second lane. Too wide through the corner and onto the front stretch. 42 of Peter deBorja, now our race leader. Anthony English in the 44. Can he make it 2 in a row and make everyone else get in on points? As the field continues to cycle around here in stage number 2. Reynolds Rat Machines running together. They have dropped to the tail of the field. So the 17 and the 26 running nose to tail. Just behind them, that is the 71 of Sean McCara. McCara running around by himself, not able to keep pace. John Stevens in the 27, the first car 1 lap down. As Lynn McNeese now finds himself 2 laps behind the race pace. The problems continue for the 84. Meanwhile, the battle at the front of the field. 42 Peter deBorja came into tonight's race 8 points below the cut line. As he tries to cycle around and stay out in front. Maybe pick up a stage win and the 10 bonus points that come with it. So deBorja continues to make that car as wide as possible. Meanwhile, the other drivers back behind trying to figure out where to go, what to do. Inside line with a good head of steam right there. The 19 of Zach Workman shoots out in front. And deBorja battles right back to the outside of his door. Another lap down. We're getting close to the end of stage number 2. 42 of deBorja working very hard on that race car to keep it out in front. Anthony English, big wiggle there, but gathers it back in. Everyone stays calm, cool, and collected. We stayed green, but big moment there for the 44. 53 of Dave Hunt. Leading the second lane, the 16 and Nate Warren right there as well. Anthony English in the 44. Again, another big wiggle out of him as the 42 of Peter deBorja continues to push on that back bumper. Les Levy in the 62 peeling off for pit road. Levy making a pit stop by himself. Final lap here in stage number 2. 42 of Peter deBorja and the 53 of Dave Hunt battling it out. Nate Warren and Vicente Guerrero kind of out of shape. The 33 looking a little worse for the wear. But here they come off of turn number 4 and coming to the line. It is going to be a heck of a battle, but the 42 of Peter deBorja going to pick up stage number 2. And the 42, our stage winner. Another driver picking up some bonus points below the cut line. Pace truck gonna catch the field this time. Should see Sean Stevens get back on the lead lap. He was the first car one lap down. So the field should hit pit road this time. Being led by the 42 of Peter deBorja. field going to make their pit stops. We'll get a word in with the driver of the 42 here in just a second. Fritsch chiming in. How you doing, Alan? Good to see you. Let's see if we can't get a word in from the driver from Nerditude Esports, the 42 machine, Peter deBorja. Peter, congratulations on the stage win.
Hey, thanks, man. We really needed that one, the way the playoff points were shaking out. So glad we're still in the thick of things.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, that 42 and the 19, both you guys picked up stage wins in this one. Both of you were at the bottom of the cutoff, or at the bottom of the pecking order coming into this race, but still got a long way to go in this race. What are you going to do here to try and win this thing?
I mean, I probably do need to win this thing after the few points I got there in stage one. I was driving the third lane by myself for so long there, and was only able to get a point or two out of it at the end of there. So I imagine the 16 and the 04 are still pretty heavily ahead of me there, and they're working against the 19. So maybe that puts me in a unique position where I don't have to really standings watch so much, and it'll allow me to try and do a off-sequence pit strategy or stretch a fuel run or something. And I don't know, we'll see. I've got a teammate here tonight who's basically his only job is to try to look out for the 42. Usually that's my job for the rest of the guys. So, you know, who knows what kind of fuel calculations we might be able to crack here towards the end of this thing. But yeah, we'll try everything we can to see if when we shake up the whole field a little bit, the 42 gets across the line first.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that 42's really been putting in some work, winning the stage here, getting aggressive in stage number one. So good luck to you in the rest of this. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything else you need to add?
Yeah, shout out Jeff Crosby Sr., the only other Nerditude here tonight, and obviously thinking of Rich Kuhn, Dustin Logston, Steve Rada. Great work by them all season here. They needed some time off to recuperate a bit, so just me and Jeff in the saddles tonight, and everyone watching there, and then you guys at turn 3. Thanks for putting on a great show. It's always fun to go back and watch later.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations on the stage win. Nice job.
Thanks, man.
Driver the 42 from Nerditude Esports. That is Peter deBorja, stage number 2 winner. Well, here we go. Final stage of the race coming up next. Pit stops have shuffled the field once again, and row number 1 for this restart. Robert DuPont in the 126 on the inside lane. On the outside of row number 1, the 19 of Zach Workman. Vicente Guerrero and Dave Hunt will make up row number 2. Nate Warren and Les Levy make up row number 3 for this restart. Final stage, our sprint to the end, if you will. Expect to see at least 2 pit stops in this stage. Pace truck going to get out of the way, and here we go. Robert DuPont, Zach Workman on the throttle, green flag is out as we get back into it. Dave Hunt all over the back bumper of the 19, trying to push Workman to the race lead. Side by side into turn number 3, the field getting closer to top speed. Takes just a moment for all these cars to get up the full song. 19 is clear of the 126. Does Workman drop down to the bottom? Yes, he does. That leaves the 53 as the leader of the second lane. Lynn McNeese in the 84, the only car not on the lead lap. He finds himself just a handful of laps down. John Stevens did get back onto the lead lap. Our entire field right now is bunched up. Even Lynn McNeese is in this pack. At the tail end of the pack here, still part of it. John Stevens, last car on the lead lap, sits in 17th spot. Stevens now making some moves. 2 cars, 1 corner. John Stevens with some steam down the backstretch, trying to close in on the back bumper of the 71 of Sean McCara. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, the 53 and the 19 continue to battle it out door to door. Robert DuPont and Les Levy now side by side. Vicente Guerrero and Jeff Crosby Jr. now the 3rd car in their respective lanes. As we continue to cycle around, looks like everyone kind of settling into a rhythm here. Trying to log some laps to get to the next round of green flag pit stops. So just what's left of this race, and then one more race on March 9th at Daytona. We will crown another OP champion. Anthony English locked in as the 126 gets out of shape. Vicente Guerrero gives him room. Nate Warren gets turned sideways. And English sideways into the wall. DuPont looked like DuPont bouncing off of the wall. No, that's Sean Stevens in the 27. A yellow flag coming out for an incident through turns 3 and 4. It just was an accordion effect. The 16 and Nate Warren got bumped. 44 of Anthony English took evasive action. John Stevens going to pay the price, I believe, the most. So the yellow flag is displayed once again, and the 53 of Dave Hunt is our race leader. The entire field coming down pit road. Everyone making a pit stop here. Vicente Guerrero, Peter deBorja, Jeff Crosby Sr. driving through pit lane without hitting their pit box. Those three will get shuffled to the front of the field. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, winning the race off of pit road of the drivers who actually hit their pit box. Well, we have a moment. I want to give a shout out to Alan. Alan, good to see you, man. Feel like it's been a hot minute since I got to talk to you. Good to hear from you once again. Top four drivers peel off for pit road. I will cycle the race lead to the 53 of Dave Hunt. Hunter Reynolds, second, third goes to Les Levy. Everyone else on the pit road to top off their fuel tank. The lights go out on the pace truck. Out McCarra in the 71. And a restart in fourth. All right, so here we go. Pace truck gets out of the way. Our fifth yellow flag going to be withdrawn. And the green flag coming back out. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 taking over the race lead for the first time tonight. Reynolds and McCarra in the second lane. Long line of cars down on the yellow line. Still just 2 cars in the second lane. Looks like third car, DuPont, trying to get to the back bumper, but a long way to go. Les Levy in the 62 and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Now side by side, 3 cars in the second lane. Had quite a few of them up there, but quickly it fizzled as fast as it formed up. We want to point out that the 27 of Sean Stevens has gone behind the wall. Stevens with an early exit. Dave Hunt in the 53 going to lead that lap. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 riding around right behind him. Sean McCarron, Robert DuPont, the only 2 drivers in the second lane. Everyone else down on the bottom, rolling around on that yellow line. A little bit jumbled up behind our race leaders. And now everyone single file as we're working lap 69 of 100. Alan Fritsch saying that 12 better put in some work and get to the front. That Fritsch in the 12. Right now in the middle of the pack. So everyone down along the yellow line, rolling around, trying to log in some laps. getting ready for our next round of green flag pit stops. Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 15. Now up in the second lane. Here comes Nate Warren in the 16. So Warren going to try and get up in there. And Jeff Crosby Sr. going to take over the top spot with some help from the 16 of Nate Warren. Crosby Sr., who was a lap down earlier in this race, now finds himself as the race leader. Drivers last on pit road on lap 61. We're now working lap 73. Just a handful of laps left in this green flag run before we hit pit stops. Lynn McNeese in the 84. Out in the second lane. So McNeese trying to fight back a little bit here. Down to 25 laps to go. Lynn McNeese slots in behind the 53 of Dave Hunt. Lynn finding himself 1 lap down. Right now, he's the only car 1 lap down. McNeese once again trying the second lane, trying to use the momentum that he builds and jumps up to the outside, but can't quite make it work. Everyone kind of scrambled about right now. Might be seeing a last push here before we make a round of green flag pit stops. So everyone trying to jockey for position. Lynn McNeese in the 84 is falling well behind our lead group, or our leaders. And here comes our first driver onto pit road. That is the 126 of Robert DuPont. He peels off for pit lane. I do want to point out the field has kind of slowed its pace and has been going around about a second and a half slower than normal, which is why we're seeing these big runs. I imagine the entire pack is trying to save fuel. And so they're going around cracking that throttle sooner and sooner. Here comes Dave Hunt and Lynn McNeese for pit road, the 19 and the 14. Gonna surge on by. Workman drops down to the bottom. A little bit of cat and mouse going on out there, and now the pace has started to really pick up. We're still outside our fuel window to make it to the end of the race, but the 19 out in front. Nate Warren going to peel off for pit road. Jeff Crosby Sr. peels off for pit road. 5-6 drivers on the pit lane. Zach Workman in the 19 stays out. Now we have a round of green flag pit stops with a lot of drivers on pit road. Aggressive entry for the 42 of Peter deBorja, maybe a bit too aggressive. We'll see if that is going to cost him a 40-second speeding penalty. Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 15 leads the drivers who have made a pit stop. They're going to try and make their way around. And deBorja in the 42. Getting away with a very aggressive entry on pit road. No speeding penalty for him. Looking out the back of the 42 of Peter deBorja, and business is picking up. Dave Hunt in the 53 just laid down the fastest lap of the race, turning a 47.489. And the yellow flag going to come out as we have a big wreck on the back stretch. Jeff Crosby Sr. involved. Dave Hunt involved. Mark Mann in the 04 getting a little piece of it. Back this up a little too much. Can happen. We'll find it. There we go. The 14, the 33, and the 04. Getting together, Les Levy involved. On board with the 44 of Anthony English. Several huge impacts. Bringing out the yellow flag. This one inside of our pit window. See how many drivers are going to come down pit road. A handful of drivers have come down pit road. Lynn McNeese going to get back on the lead lap. everyone in full save mode. Everyone who did not come down pit road this time or is in full save mode. Looks like Peter deBorja in the 42 electing to restart in the outside lane. And the field going to get stacked up. Two by two, side by side, several rows deep. We get them all lined up and ready to go racing. Pace truck gets out of the way, and here we go. Green flag coming back out. We get ready for our final sprint to the finish. Peter deBorja, Zach Workman off of turn number 4, running side by side. Zach Workman, Peter deBorja are stage winners out in front. Both of them in what could be a must-win situation. And here they are door to door leading the field. Jeff Crosby Jr. and Adam Kilday pushing on their bumpers. Kilday, one of our championship contenders, as Peter deBorja drops down to the inside. That will allow Adam Kilday to move to the outside door of the 42 if he can get the run. Off of turn number 4, they're looking at 10 laps to go this time by. All 17 cars that are out there are on the lead lap. Of Zach Fritsch, fourth car on the inside line. Richie came into this race 15 points above the cut line. Trying to salvage some points, maybe come away with the win. That 12 possibly lurking. Not sure when the button will be pressed for the 12 to rocket away, but Zach Fritsch, always one to keep an eye on in the later stages of the race as he finds a way to pull out wins quite often. Hunter Reynolds trying to make something happen in the third lane. Nobody up there with him just yet. Reynolds gonna have a spot to slot in behind the 04 Mark Mann, and he does. But the 19 and the 42 continue the charge at the front of the field. Only two cars out of this race, Sean Stevens and Eric Laurie. 071 of Eric Laurie did not start this race. John Stevens' heavy impact for him put him out of the race. Everyone else in this race and on the lead lap, down to 8 laps to go. They come around turns 3 and 4. We're going to see 7 because that's how it works as you count it down one lap at a time. When will the trigger be pulled? When will the moves begin to be made? Adam Kilday wants to ensure a win for him. Anthony English in the 44 already has a win in this round of 8. Mark Mann in the 04 moves up to the third lane. Could this be where everyone starts to really feel the pressure and begin making their moves? Mark Mann into the wall, trouble. Around goes Vicente Guerrero, Nate Warren involved. Everyone in the back half of the pack gets caught up in this one. And the 7th yellow flag going to come out. Mark Mann up in the third lane. Take a look from high atop. Mark Mann gets into the wall. The 26 can't get off of him fast enough. And everyone just piles in as they're running so tight. Dave Hunt, Reynolds squeezed by. Slight contact for them. Off the roll bar of the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. Take another look at it. It's a 16 of Nate Warren. Almost gets through it. Almost doesn't quite count in this. So a big kerfuffle. Turns 3 and 4. Not a lot of takers from the front of the field onto pit road. But the lights have gone out on the pace truck. Got them stacked too wide. All right, here we go. What could be the final restart. Green flag is out, and we get back underway. Just 3 laps to go in this one. All 17 cars still on the lead lap. To have a shot at winning this race, you got to be on the lead lap as we get shuffled down the backstretch. 42 of Peter deBorja comes away with the race lead, but the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. with some momentum getting to his door. Trouble the 15, the 26, and around goes the 53 of Dave Hunt, and this will bring out the yellow flag and our first attempt at a green-white checkered. The problems through 3 and 4. Big wiggle out of the 15. So, 8th caution of the night coming out. We'll see who's going to hit pit road. I don't think anyone from the front of the pack will. Few drivers are on pit road, and it looks like maybe have lost 62 of Les Levy. That car going behind the wall for a moment. Good night, Alan. Thank you very much for stopping by and saying hello. Make sure you join us next week, as it will be the final race of the season and the final race that I will be doing for OP for indefinite amount of time. We'll know if we'll be back. Race season starts up. OP will be looking for their next best broadcaster. Never know, they might be doing better than I do. Probably will do better than me. Let's be honest. Either way, Alan, have a good night, man. Good to talk to you again. Good to see you. Have a good one. All that stuff. As for the rest of us, we're going to get our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Lights go out. This one has put several cars a lap down to 15 cars on the lead lap. Les Levy a lap down. Jimmy Reynolds on pit road still. Sean Stevens behind the wall. And Eric Glory did not start the race, so that gives us 15 cars on the lead lap in this race. All right, here we go. They're making their way off of turn number 4. Race truck out of the way. Green flag is out. Here we go. Green, white, checkered. Peter deBorja, Jeff Crosby Jr. Side by side into turn number 1. Down the backstretch we go, looking for the white flag. Can we get to the white flag and end this race? Or will we take another attempt at a green-white checkered? Final lap, one more time around. Side by side into turn number 1, the 42 of Peter deBorja must win this race. Has the advantage with the 19 of Zach Workman on his back bumper. Workman must win this race as well. The 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., not a championship contender. How will they play it out? Nate Warren in the 16 trying to make something happen in the third lane. Here they come through 3 and 4. Too wide at the front of the field. Trouble behind them. Sean McCara hard into the wall. We stay green off of turn number 4, sideways. Around goes the 33. Peter deBorja goes spinning. They are all crashing. Vicente Guerrero in the 14, sideways, picks up the race win. Not a single driver made it to the start finish line without contact of some sort. And the 14 of Vicente Guerrero going to come away with the race win. How about that finish? So the 14 picks up the race win. Let's go ahead and look at our results for this one. Vicente Guerrero, your winner. Adam Kilday in second. Mark Mann brings it home in the final step of the podium. Robert DuPont, Hunter Reynolds round out the top 5. 6 goes to the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Anthony English in 7th. 8 goes to Nate Warren. Dave Hunt 9th. 10th, Lynn McNeese. Jeff Crosby Sr. 11th. 12th goes to Jeff Crosby Jr. Zach Workman 13th. 14th, Sean McCara. Peter deBorja 15th. Jimmy Reynolds 16th. And Les Levy rounding out our... Oh, sorry. Les Levy and Sean Stevens rounding out our field here tonight. So the 14 picks up the race win. Vicente Guerrero, not a championship contender, steals this one away from our round of 8 playoff drivers. Let's see about getting into our post-race show. And let's start with the driver of the 14, Mr. Vicente, the Italian Stallion Carrillo. How you doing, sir?
What up, KR?
Man, oh man, that 14 coming to the checkered flag. How about that?
Yeah, there was a whole lot of Nebraska. I had some damage, so couldn't get any run. I wanted to get close to Workman at least, stay up front, but I had too much damage there to keep that, you know, that decent pace, which kind of benefited me here at the end because they got all tangled up. But I kind of threaded the needle there and somehow avoided the mayhem there and crossed the finish line, man. I got lucky there, I guess.
Well, an outstanding job to pick up the race win here tonight. And win number 2 for you on the season. It's a nice job, Vicente. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything you'd like to add?
Thank you for broadcasting. I'll watch this one back for sure. Thank OP for putting on this league and all their admins. Huge shout out to Workman. It sucks that he didn't get the finish that he deserved. Shout out to Team Nightmare Esports, my other fellow teammates that I run on some different nights there. I also want to shout out my folks there in Arizona, my mom and dad. Love you guys. My wife for letting me do what I do here, and I think that's it.
All right, man. Well, nice job once again. Congratulations on the win here tonight.
Thank you.
As Vicente Guerrero getting it done for No Presta. Now let's move on to our second place finisher. That is the driver of the 85 from Vendetta Motorsports. That is Adam Kilday. Adam, congratulations on second place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how, but yeah, it's a P2.
Second place here with this one. How do you feel your chances are of making it into the round of 4 or final battle for the championship?
I'm not sure. I think I was in a safe place. I was just going to ride around third on the lower lane at the end right then, and finish where I was at. But yeah, it's 08, old 08 in the Xfinity car, and these cars have been a wild ride for most of the night. Same with when we do this. We did this track recently on Saturday, I think. And yeah, so it looked like Calamity hit coming out of 4 and everyone wrecked. I saw a hole. I thought I may sneaked my way through enough. Then I got tagged into the grass and overcorrected up the track and then lost more momentum and slid across the line in P2. So, yeah.
Oh man, a heck of a finish for you, and I think you've got enough points to get into the final round of 4. But I'm unofficial, and I do quick math. I don't do good math.
Yeah, I think this will be my 4th in a row Monday appearance. I finished runner up in my first one to Kevin Freeze. The following season, I ended up coming out with the Monday championship, and then last Monday season, I ended up coming out with that Monday championship, and we might be looking at a 3-peat. So we'll have to wait and see.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything else you'd like to add?
We'll add a shout out to OP League once again. Probably sit here and encourage everyone that paid for the season to come out and drive next week, or whatnot in the Final 4 race. Yeah, encourage more people to come out next week, and leave another shout out to the teammates up in Discord, and then the YouTube broadcast as well. Shout out to that.
All right, man. Well, nice job once again. Congratulations on second place.
I appreciate it.
All right, that is Adam Kilday bringing it home in second. Now let's move on to our third place finisher, and that is the 04 of Mark Mann. Mark, congratulations on third place here tonight.
Oh yeah, dude. I just got super lucky. I just had a horrible race and drove through the smoke, Cole. That's really about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of people come off of turn number 4 had a lot of luck or hoping for a lot of luck, but it worked out in your favor.
It did. And you know what? A lot of hearts got broken, and who knows how the points are going to end up tonight. I mean, I'm going to go to bed and probably find out tomorrow if I made it, or somehow the campfire will spin away to give me a -10 deduction. You know, I have, you know, no confidence either way. So it is what it is. I drove through that race with a freaking migraine tonight and just wanted to get it over with. Just wanted to make sure my teammates, you know, got in, and I had a shot at it. You know, I was up there early and got into some wrecks, kind of put me behind the 8 ball, and I was trying like heck to get on that third lane there those last 2 laps, and just couldn't find a way, and saw everybody wrecking. And at that point you're just kind of gas it and look for a hole and hope, and I got through miraculously. I thought there for a split second I might have been able to win it, but that would have been pretty cool.
Well, the 04 brings it home in third, man. So congratulations on that. Shout out, thank yous. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, you know, thanks to Mara for always watching me, and all my teammates I race with, and everybody, and whoever sponsored the race tonight, and you guys over at turn 3, and everybody who does all the work behind the scenes. Anybody watching. And that's all she wrote, and Daddy's gonna go to bed.
All right, man. Well, nice job out here tonight once again. Congratulations on third place.
Thanks, bro.
All right, that is Mark Mann, driver of the 04, bringing it home in third place. So once again, everyone, make sure you join us next week as we're in the final race of the season. Hope to see you all there. So until then, y'all stay safe. Have a good night.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one,